What's going on, guys and gals of YouTube? It's BigD518. Today I'm not here with a Pokemon video of sorts, or a Let's Play video or anything like that. This is more of a little side thing that I wanted to do. After watching the King Nappy's video on a certain thing, I'm not going to spoil it yet unless you've already read the title. But let me move the webcam a little bit. I wanted to do the same thing, and I also wanted to tag some friends of mine in this. So this is Pokemon Tag. Now, Pokemon Tag consists of, if I can do this right, 6 questions. There we go, 6 questions, and they all pretty much pertain to Pokemon as a subject and your channel. And that's why I'm specifically tagging people that have YouTube channels. And as I go through this, the questions will pop up on screen, and they will also be in the description below, just in case you want to do this yourself on your own YouTube channel, and you want to tag your other friends in it as well. It's kind of, if you guys remember the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, where you challenge people, or in this case you tag people, you don't necessarily, not even that. Once you tag somebody and once you've done it yourself, you get tagged again, you don't have to do it again, obviously, because you've already done it once. The reason behind this, I'm guessing, is for viewers to get to know you as a person and your background for what your channel is. So, well, if you guys are hyped for this, please don't forget to smash that like button down below. So, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, because this is going up on Tuesday. I've got my Green Lantern shirt on. This is a custom shirt. I did have a Celtics hat on earlier when I was at work, so that way no one can pinch me. And, yeah, so, well, because my primary color at work is red, if you guys don't already know where I work, I'm not saying it again. But anyways. So, again, like I said, as I ask the questions will pop up on screen, and they will be in the description below. So, I have the questions here, and I will read them off. So, the first question is, why are you called that? And that would pretty much pertain to the background of why your YouTube username is what it's called. So, honestly, the name Big D came from, and I've mentioned this before in some of my previous Let's Plays, came from not only a childhood nickname, because my last name's first letter starts with D, and I've always been a big kid. I had the nickname Big D when I was in school. Very briefly, but I had it in school. I also had a favorite wrestler of mine. And I've said this before to a lot of you, that I am a diehard wrestling fan, always will be, since the early, I want to say like 95 or 96. My favorite wrestler was Big Daddy Cool Diesel, or as he's known now in the current WWE as Kevin Nash. And I always liked being called Big D for that reason. Some people, for whatever reason, thinks that the D stands for something dirty. Obviously, that's not what it means. The D stands for my last name. I'm not saying my last name on the internet. If you know what my last name is, that's fantastic. If you even try and put it in the comment section, and I know who you are, I'm deleting it. Don't think that you can try and get away with that. Please don't. And the number is 518. So, for older kids, or older people like me, it was actually a pager code. Now, that pager code actually is a friend of mine's former crush, which actually spelled out her name. I'm not revealing any of that information. And the number 518 was always something, it was an easy number for me to remember, just because of that. Yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much the premise behind that. If I ever had the opportunity to actually want to change it, this isn't one of the questions, but if I ever had one of the opportunities to ever actually change it, yeah, I would. Just because So I don't know what I would change it to at this point, but I would definitely change it. Well, maybe I would, just because I'm so used to it. I've had it for over 9 years now, maybe more than that. I mean, you guys get the idea. So the second question, as it pops up on the screen, how old are you, and what are your first memories of Pokemon? I am, for those of you that don't know, I am 29. In the comment section, if I look 29, I don't think well, I do, technically. Now that I've gotten rid of this, I look a little bit, more mature. My first memories of Pokemon were back in elementary school, when the trading card games started to really come into circulation, and the video games actually came into circulation as well. Unfortunately, I didn't actually have any of the games when I was in elementary school. It was until middle school when I actually started to get them. But the cards I definitely started collecting. There was actually a little candy store over in one of the Asian markets. They were legit cards, and I still have some of those cards to this day. But after school, me and my friends would always go to this Asian market and buy a pack each. Since back then, packs were not $5 each. They were like $2 or $3, so it was a little bit easier to, actually buy. And we would always try and see who could pull the best thing, or who could pull the best Pokemon. And of course, everybody knows, the best Pokemon that you could have pulled out of the very, 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 very first base set was a Charizard. A lot of us at the time would always get the non-holo trainer cards, or the rare like Pidgeotto, or who was another rare at that time? I can't remember them offhand. I have them in my binder, so yeah, that's there. I remember my first holo pull was, I believe, a Blastoise. I don't have that original Blastoise, but I do have some of the other originals that I did pull. A couple of my friends were able to pull Charizards in front of us, and we were all jealous. Wanted to jump them, of course, but that's another story for another day. So yeah, those were my first memories of Pokemon. What was your first Pokemon game? My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue for the Nintendo Game Boy. And I remember my first starter was Squirtle. I always loved picking Squirtle, and Squirtle was and is always my very, very favorite water-type starter. I should say starter in general. He was always my favorite starter. I would pick Charmander, not really now, but probably in the remake in Fire Red Leaf Green, when he can actually get Metal Claw, because if you don't have a water type, I don't think you can catch a water type that early. You go into Brock's gym, and unless you're like level 28 against his level 14 Onix, you're going to have a very hard time. Even though I think fire type moves are pretty decently effective. But that was my very, very first game that I ever had for Pokemon. I currently actually own, this is a part of the question either, but I currently own pretty much all the different games, with the exception of yellow version. I actually went through my games and I do not own a yellow version. So I kind of want one. If you guys have one, you guys want to send it? No, I'm just kidding. So yeah. The fourth question is, what does Pokemon mean to you? Pokemon's been a big part of my life. I'm not going to say it like got me out of a bad situation, like I was a bad kid or anything like that. But it was one of my fondest memories where it brought me and a lot of different different groups of friends together because of the game itself. And I'm not even just the video game, but the cards itself. Like I had said before, me and my friends would always go to that candy store to get packs of cards. And it's true. Like, we came together and we were like, oh, who could pull the best one? Do you want to trade for this or this, that, or the other thing? And it was fun. And, I had moved to that school in, I want to say, 93, 94. I'm originally from Wisconsin, for those of you guys that don't know that. So making new friends in different schools was very, very difficult, and having Pokemon as something as a conversation starter was definitely a plus, because it meant the world to me to actually, talk to people instead of being an outcast for whatever reason. So Pokemon is definitely a big reason for me, for behind a lot of things for me. Why did you make your channel? Is the fifth question, by the way. Why did you make your channel? I made my channel previously to, I think a lot of people did this as well, to just kind of just fool around on YouTube. I wasn't really looking to like gain anything at the time. I was just like, I posted up random videos. Though I have one video that has over 144,000 views. It's one of my very first videos, and it's not even me doing anything. It's literally just footage from like an NBA, like I think worst 5 all-star dunks. So at the time it wasn't really anything like that, but it wasn't until I want to say early last year to 2013, late 2013, that I started really, you know, I started watching other YouTubers and what they were doing with TCG pack openings, obviously the ROM emulators that are on my channel now, and I always told myself that I want to show pretty much the viewers or the world my playthroughs of Pokemon, because I feel that, yeah, you could see it from some of the more popular content creators, but seeing it from somebody that's not as popular, I think is a big difference when it comes to certain things. Like, you actually get to see it from a different point of view and not just from the mainstream point of view. The mainstream point of view, yeah, it's definitely entertaining because you have so many hundreds of thousands of people viewing it. But then when you view those content creators that don't have as many subscribers or as many views, you'll find some gems. Like, I've been told that I'm very underrated. I've been told that my content is, like, fantastic, which, again, I thank you guys for that. And I mean, that's why I really started to actually get into my channel a lot more over the last, I want to say 2 years, because I feel that I can produce decent, if not good, content that entertains people, from, you know, those that actually watch the mainstream content creators for Pokemon LPs or just Pokemon videos in general. So, yeah. So, and question number 6, what can you expect from the channel? This is a question that I've been asked a bunch of times before. Like, what can we expect to see on your channel in the coming year? Or what can we expect to see in your channel in terms of, like, what LPs you're going to do and stuff like that? I do have some ideas for certain things that I am going to be doing. So I don't really want to, you know, divulge too much information about that. Honestly, just because it would be obviously spoilers, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to rob you guys of the privilege of actually seeing the content that's coming. Because if you guys know what's coming, you guys will say, oh, well, I've seen that before on this person's channel, or I've seen that before on this person's channel. That's why I like to change things around. Obviously, from my current LP with some of the random changes that I put in, you don't necessarily see that in too many Let's Plays. So, I mean, that's what you can really expect. You can expect kind of the unexpected. And I am doing my best to kind of spruce up the channel a little bit and do different things. I've been asked a couple times before if I do channel art, like thumbnail arts for my videos. I don't. I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Alright? I work 40 hours a week. I have a lot of extracurricular activities, and I do this. So I am going to do my damnedest to, you know, change that and actually do channel art. I did it previously, and then I got lazy. I'm just being honest. If that upsets anybody, sorry. So that's what you can expect. Expect the unexpected. Don't expect me to, like, come up here and tell you, hey, these are the next 4 LPs that are going to be coming out in the next year. No, that's not going to happen, because that would just ruin the surprise, in a sense. So, now that you guys have gotten my 6 questions and 6 answers, now I get to tag people. So, if I tag you in this video, what you need to do is you need to do the exact same thing I'm doing. You don't necessarily need to do it in the same format, but you need to do it the same way. You do need to make a video, list out or tell us what you're doing, list out the questions, and answer each one as you're listing them out. It's as simple as that. So, the people that I would like to tag, and it's not really going to be a who's who of people, you should already know this is coming. JohnnyBoy94, who I have been an admirer of his channel because he definitely has great content and he is definitely an entertaining PokeTuber. Blurry Cineplex, Turtwig TV, and there's a 4th one. Give me a second. I just had a brain fart. Hold on. Let me pause the video really quick. Okay, so I couldn't find the other person's channel. So kill me. My bad. So, again, the 3 channels that I am tagging for this is JohnnyBoy94, Blurry Cineplex, and Turtwig TV. If you are watching this video right now, you've been tagged, and you must complete this. Because if you don't, your viewers are going to wonder, well, why aren't you doing this? What are you hiding? What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide? So, don't forget, if you guys have enjoyed this video, getting to know me a little bit more, please don't forget to smack that like button. You know, just smack it in the face. Leave a comment in the comment section for anything. Like, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have suggestions for anything in the future. And if you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great content like this, and for future LPs that I'm not divulging right now. And I will catch you guys probably tomorrow on Wednesday for more Pokemon Emerald. Until then, this has been BigD518, and I will see you guys in the next vid. And as always, guys, take it easy.